Hello, it's me, Dua Lipa, and it's that time of the week once again. Welcome to the Departure Lounge YouTube channel with your host, Tom Whittle, your ticket to the home of the fantastic quiz, Quizness Jet, the brilliant Battle of the Liveries, and the manic Model Mania. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, okay?
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me diamonds and a star!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Battle of the Liveries. Let's all just very quickly wave goodbye to Max for the evening. Bye bye. See you later. You're out of here. Yes, welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sunday show here on the Departure Lounge YouTube channel. It is, of course, Battle of the Liveries, the concept which our lovely competitors here this evening have picked 10 liveries that they find the worst. And they go head to head against one another, and you lovely lot in the chat have to decide who wins a particular round via a poll. How are we doing? So, Jack, hello. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Gemma, how are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Nearly. It's that way. And the bride, never the bridesmaid. It's the angry jock himself, Rob. Hello to you. How are you?
How you doing, mate? All good this end?
Yeah, very good. Very, very good indeed. Some interesting choices tonight. Having gone through the list, there are some left field choices, completely out the box choices. One or two that I think have potentially come up before. However, this should be quite interesting. So, first things first, have you all had a think as to what your tiebreaker would be if we get there, if we get to a tiebreaker? Have you had a think? Because I know, Rob, you love penalty shootouts.
I know what area of the world I would go to. Let's put it that way. I know what area of the world I would go to.
Not fucking Zagreb.
Not fucking Zagreb, but
Oh dear, Jack, have you had a thought, had a think about what you could potentially use?
Kind of.
That's a no. And Gemma, have you had a thought, a bit of a think as to what to potentially use as a tiebreaker or no?
I've got something in mind, yeah.
See, Jack, that's how you do it. That's commitment right there. Anyway, all right, let's say hello to those that are in the chat, starting off with, we'll go from the bottom, work our way up. Jim, as ever, providing us with good laughter, says he needs that one brace cell to concentrate on his own live stream in 15 minutes. The one that no one watches. Subscriber only. Otherwise, evening to Sarah, to Gail, to Wayne, to Carl Crawford. Who else we got? We've got Lynn. We've got there. Rob's in the chat as well. Mark176, hello to you. I'm in the chat apparently as well. Max was in the chat. Bye. Kev's in the chat. Darren Smith's in the chat. Evening to you. Then I'm going to go and see if I can find some other names here. Dom's in the chat somewhere. David Bone is there. I've scrolled all the way to the top. Go all the way back down to the bottom. Any names I may have missed? If not, no worries. Sarah going for Gemma for the win.
Ooh, controversial.
Very controversial, doing it for the females. Anything else here? Gail says Rob doesn't want to be relegated back to a bridesmaid.
That's what's going to happen, isn't it? Inevitable.
But Kev says he might make it to page girl. And Dom's super happy because, yes, I remembered him. Now I feel loved, he says.
We would
Don't
love
get
Dom.
too used to it. I'll forget you again at some point. Wayne's backing Rob to keep the crown.
Yay.
And Dan Graham's in the chat just going with boo. Because why not? Very good. Anyone watching in the Lurkers Lounge as well, hello to you. I would do the crybaby thing for one particular person who seems to be watching us all the time, but I can't do it. So, wow. Yeah, wow. Never mind. It was all good. Right, lovely job. So, without further ado, let's get into our round of Battle of the Liveries. So, how it's going to work? We got Rob. Then, let me just change this over this way. This is how it's going to work. Rob will kick things off. Then Jack, and then Gemma. There are 10 rounds, so plenty to play for. Plenty of points up for grabs as we go for our first one, which is coming from Rob, which is quite an interesting one actually. I'm assuming this is the one you were on about.
That's it.
Correct.
What?
Frontier and their 737-200 in what it looks like a very sort of classic Pan Am style livery, one that you don't normally associate with sort of Frontier. And very quickly to echo what Gail's just put, Happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. And yeah, I hope you've all had a wonderful, wonderful day. Why did you pick this Frontier livery?
What a load of tosh, honestly. It's absolute garbage. My character, it's got nothing, it's got no redeeming qualities about it. Nothing. It's just soulless. I know it's supposed to be low cost and all the rest of it, but there's low cost and there's low cost, but Jesus.
It's a strong start.
It's just
Very
garbage.
strong start. It's I didn't know about this livery until I searched it up earlier on Google. So that's how young I am. But otherwise, Mark says needs a serious wash. I mean, Max isn't here, so it's probably where he's gone. But yeah, so this is quite an interesting livery. Jack, what do you think of Rob's pick here?
I mean, considering that normally Frontier are mostly for their their animal liveries and that. I mean, to be fair, I don't mind that look. I really do. I mean, this is 737-200, which is, I wish, well, I was just sitting, but it to be fair, it don't look that bad. I love the shoot line.
I think the interesting comment there is, even though they're associated with animals, like this livery still exists.
Does it?
This livery doesn't exist, no, Jack.
Oh.
It's an interesting choice, interesting start as well. It's always a good one. Getting names mixed up already. Gemma, what do you make of this one?
I don't think it looks that bad. I mean, it looks a bit old and a bit dirty. But apart from that, it's not really anything like that.
That was proper northern and dirty. Proper dirty. But no, it's an interesting. Like I said, I had no idea it existed until I googled it earlier, and the first thing that struck me was Pan Am because of the cheat line and everything else. It's just missing the Pan Am logo and everything else. So it's an interesting choice, and one that I think will go down quite well with the chat. The other choice is coming from Jack. This is quite an interesting one. This is one of the ones that I think is obscure to a lot of people. It is a Russian airline. Someone's dancing. Sky Express and 737-500 from back sort of mid 2010s, I think this was, or maybe late 2000s. Jack, why'd you pick it?
I expect that sort of thing from sorry, Sarah, but Ryanair, because I mean, dare I say it? That I mean, it's just it's just a name printed on the side with. Is that a man or something? A space shuttle on the back of your tail? I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's just too
You're telling
bland,
me
in my
you've
opinion.
not looked at this properly and you don't know what that is on the tail?
No.
Fair play. Don't know too much about Sky Express, apart from the fact that they were a Russian airline that operated a load of 737-500s. This one's not gone well. This has not gone the way that you think it would have gone. Jack, it's gone down quite well actually in the chat. Lots of people loving this one, thinking it was a lot of fun. Let's see what the other people here think. Rob, your thoughts on Jack's choice here?
That's a pretty good choice, actually. Nah, no for me, that one.
Any particular reason why it's no?
It's too in your face. It's too bright. I know we're going a bit white and all that sort of stuff, but it's a bit gaudy, actually. It's a bit OTT. It's fun, I suppose. It's fun.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Gemma, Jack's choice, what do you think?
I don't think it's that bad. It's colourful, but I don't think it's completely over the top.
This is obviously coming from a guy who ruins a pot noodle.
It does. The tail does look a bit strange. I mean, it's like, sideways person, if that is what it's meant to be. I don't know, but it's not completely hideous.
It's not a Superman, is it, without the cape?
I don't think he'd be sideways, Jack. If that's Superman without its cape, I don't think he'd be sideways. Okay, so two very strong contenders for the first round. However, it's about to get even stronger because this is outside the box. And I'm super glad someone picked this one. It's Gemma's choice. Oh boy, the Cessna Skyvan, whatever you want to call it. It's a hideous plane anyway, but made even more hideous by the livery here. It's obvious, but Gemma, why'd you pick it?
It creeps me out. I think the face at the front and the tongue, it's just awful.
See, Jack, if you look at the tongue, that's how you lick a cream egg out. Skyvans were doing it before us all. Yeah, it's interesting. It's. I mean, way to make an ugly plane look even uglier, and I didn't think that was possible. So, Rob, what do you think?
It's not got much going for us, is it?
No, no, it's not even a face only a mother could love.
That's what it says. There's nothing else to be said.
Yeah,
Uses that.
goodness me. And Jack,
I think you can catch an STD with that.
what you do with planes is entirely up to you, Jack. But if you're catching STD from these things, then you must be in Edinburgh. Anyway, yeah, this is quite interesting. Although, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's such an ugly plane. Really is such an ugly plane. Anyway, so there you go. There are your first round choices. We'll go through them again. Rob had the Frontier livery that was around between 60 something to 1986. Jack with the Sky Express livery on the 737-500. Or Gemma's absolute monstrosity of a Cessna Skyvan that creeps her out and teaches us all how to properly lick cream eggs. All right, first vote of the evening in the poll. Let's have a look. First vote of the evening in the chat. Let's have a look at some of the opinions that have come through in regards to that. Wayne goes for what a monstrosity for the Skyvan. Welshie Kev just simply with WTF. In regards to Jack's choice, Jim says that should say on the side Sky Express WTF.RU. On the other side of that one, Wayne quite likes that one. It was fun. and Sarah's also a big fan of that one. David asks, why is there a guy on the tail having a sideways shit? Oh boy. Let me tell you what, don't mince your words, chap. Don't mince your words. And then going back to Rob's selection, Lynn says that it definitely needed a wash. I mean, that's definitely Max.
Because too many tins to life.
Yeah. No, don't, because that's... yeah, the noises still creep me out. It's crazy. Quick hello as well, just very quickly to Phantom Drophead as well. Hello to you. Welcome to the gang. Darren Smith has flown on the Skyvan while they were skydiving in East Germany. Pilot was flying in bare feet.
Oh, lovely.
Ah,
There it goes.
yes. Even more reason to hate it. Right, we'll give it a minute or two, and then we'll see what happens. Kev says no change in fantasy footy apart from Jack has gone bottom again.
There's a shock.
Not really.
Sorry, John McGinn gets sent half the day and he's my captain, so that was me knackered.
Yes.
I mean, frankly, I wish Haaland could have scored today, so...
Yeah, what would have been nice if Jack can actually remember what his password is so he can actually change his tune. Because we're all trying to work out how he's got so many players like injured or suspended, but still gets points. It is crazy.
Pure luck.
Okay. Let's end the poll there. 20 votes coming in. First point goes to Gemma with the Skyvan. I think that was obvious.
I hope you got your bridesmaid's dress ironed.
Jack, you might have to do the same. So, first point goes to Gemma of the round. If you know how this works now, we will go into the second round as well. We've got Jack's segment coming up at the end as well, so don't miss that one. Okay, some very interesting choices coming here. So let's have a look and see how they get uploaded. We're going to go for Jack, then Rob, then Gemma. So round two. Jack's going to kick us off with an old favourite on this particular show that seems to crop up more times than STDs.
Oh, come on, Jack.
So it is the Pepsi Concorde that seems to pop up quite a few times on this show. How come you picked this one, Jack?
I mean, a way to ruin a beautiful aircraft. I mean, the British Concorde, you do not put fucking Pepsi on this.
You understand this is not a British Concorde, though, right?
Yeah, I know. It's true.
Okay, I'm making sure you knew that. That's all.
C'est merde.
Just making sure. Kev says, is that Concorde at Zagreb Airport asking for a friend?
Oh dear.
Loves a bit of Zagreb, does Rob. Yeah, so, okay, I mean, Rob, you've had this come up several times.
Yep.
Don't really need to get your opinion on it. I think we kind of know your opinion on this one. But Gemma, as sort of first time participating on this one, what do you think?
No, I don't like it.
Okay, cool. Right, so
That was easy.
that was easy. That was super easy. All right. So from the one we've already seen quite a few times on the show, trust him to pick Pepsi. He's drinking Coca-Cola. He is as well. Look, traitorous bastard. From the Concorde to something maybe controversial, and I think this has come up before, or we've spoken about it before. However, this is Rob's choice for round two. The current British Airways livery.
This boils my piss nearly as much as as much as Indian, and it's just terrible. British Airways, get your finger out your backside and do a revamp. Honestly, it's not the worst living in the world. It's not the most offensive in the world, but it definitely needs a revamp. And British Airways, get your finger out and get it done. As simple as that.
You know what? It looks like as well. You're not the only one to think it. But we'll get to those comments in a second. Gemma, over to you. What do you think about this controversial choice?
I'm not fussed either way, really. There's nothing so much to like about it, but not really anything to dislike.
Interesting. Lots of people in the chat saying that it needs changing and needs a revamp, which would be quite interesting. Don't make me get that picture back out again of the concept, because I will.
Even some
I think that's the last time we spoke about it, actually. That's the last time we
even
spoke
something
about it.
along the Voyager kind of steps, like the spinner or Bojo One or whatever you want to call it. Something along that line, just something to freshen it up. Just God, it's long overdue. I think it's long overdue a revamp.
I've long been a sort of advocate that this should not have been picked, and the Chelsea Rose one should have been picked. I think it's got a little bit more elegance to it, but I think it's definitely time for a revamp. However, I'm not entirely sure how you'd revamp it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those ones. Jack, over to you.
I mean, yeah, it does need it does need a revamp, but I mean, yeah, I got to admit with Tom, the Chelsea Rose on would have been probably a better idea. But I do love the 777.
Yeah, I think it 100% does need a revamp. So I'll be interested to see.
The worst bit about it is IAG are absolutely certain if they change this, are going to go down the Iberia route.
You mean this one?
I'm going to go for something simple and horrible.
Yeah, you know it's going that way, didn't you?
Yep. Almost certainly.
Yeah. I've saved that picture just for these evenings. I know it offends a lot of people. So an interesting choice for Rob with the BA livery. Another interesting choice, and one that I'm very keen to learn why it was picked. Is this one from Gemma. The SeaWorld livery on the Southwest 737-700. Obviously for a very good cause. However, Gemma, why'd you pick it?
I just think it looks odd. I think obviously the Southwest colours I don't think fit quite in very well with it. And the flippers on the engines just seem a bit like an afterthought. And it just makes it I just think it looks a bit strange.
It's an interesting choice. I'll give you that. I think Gemma's really thought outside the box here, and this could be quite an interesting one. So, Rob, what do you make of Gemma's choice here of the Shamu livery on the Southwest 737?
It's not the worst in the world, but if it'd been me, I'd have made the whole aeroplane black and white and taken the Southwest tail and the blue out altogether and the orange and the red. And just went full black and white, but to try and mix and match the kind of Southwest livery with a kind of whale livery, it just looks odd and out of place a wee bit.
Jack, your thoughts?
If I remember on my livery show one time, I think I picked this one as one of my favourites.
Oh,
sorry, Jack.
I don't apologise. You're here to whoop his ass.
But yeah, I gotta admit, it's slightly different, but it's not too bad.
Okay. So round 2, you've got Jack with the Pepsi Concorde.
Bastards.
He says drinking Coca-Cola. Rob with BA. And Gemma with Southwest.
Tell you one thing, that shot's been panned to absolute perfection now.
So it's in the poll right now, or in the chat right now, I should say. Let's go through some of those comments. Lynn says, nope, awful to the Pepsi Concorde. Darren Smith's annoyed. It's not even Pepsi Max. Sarah went all controversial for BA. Darren went it's shite. Gail went for the hate this needs changing. Carl says it's horrendous. Jim says a revamp is definitely needed. And then quick hello to Steve, who's in the chat.
Hello, Steve.
He's really like, oh, hi. Mark says he wants to set the Southwest 7373. Darren says it's a nice big whale. I was going to say something then, but I won't. I won't. Mark also says, chuck it a fish. Very good. Get the votes in. It's looking very close. Very, very close on this one. Also, hello to Michael Painter, who is joining us. And Steve says, yeah, waving straight back at you, Jack.
What was that?
I don't think that's with a wave either. All right, let's end the poll. 24 votes. And it was that close. Rob takes the point, 41%. Gemma, 33%. Jack, 25%. I think because we've had Pepsi Concord already. And I think it may have run its course. However, Rob gets the point, so it's 1 point to Gemma, 1 point to Rob. Nil point for young Jack. Fabulous. That's not fabulous. Right, so let's go for our third round here. And this could get quite interesting as well because there are some super controversial ones on this one. So we are going to go for Rob, then Jack, then Gemma again. Starting with Rob, I think this is quite controversial. This is just me, but we'll go for it. It's the current Qantas livery.
Honestly, British Airways Mark 2. Qantas, get your finger out your backside and get something done with this livery. The tail is fine. The kangaroo and all that sort of stuff in the back, but there's another 3/4 of that aeroplane to paint. You've got a whole big blank canvas here. Go ahead and use it. And I think it's wasted space.
Do you know what? It's subtle changes over the years that Qantas have had with the font and the way that the tail has been as well. They normally had I think back in like the late 80s to like early or mid 2000s, they had like a gold band with a grey is, and then it's been changed to like I think black, and then it's like grey or something like that, and the font's all changed and everything else. So they've done subtle changes.
Just something to break up that white at the forward 3/4. Just something to break it. Because that's a big aeroplane to fill. That's a big space to fill, especially on an A380 or a 747.
Yes, okay. Wayne's immediately come in with, what? No way, demote Rob to page boy.
Oh, well.
This is an interesting choice. Jack, over to you.
I got to admit, I really do like that livery. I mean, it's a 380, which is absolutely gorgeous as well. But I got to admit, when I do eventually get my ass up to Heathrow, this is one that's going to be on my list.
Gemma, your thoughts?
I quite like it. I think it looks quite nice and smart, and it don't really look dirty or anything.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just Kev's come in with some interesting info. If you didn't know already, Qantas stands for Queensland and North Territory Aerial Services. That's where Qantas comes into it.
Very good. One to remember for a quiz, maybe.
Absolutely, yes. I'll be testing your knowledge on aircraft and what's the word I'm thinking of? Anagrams and meanings and all sorts next week. Might get you to draw them. Who knows?
Oh no, no.
Sarah's not agreeing with you, Jack. She says no, A380s are not gorgeous.
Wow.
Jim says to at least paint the engines red, maybe.
Something.
I don't know if that'd be overkill. That's the thing. But interesting choice. All right, we move from Qantas to a particular livery, not all of them, a particular one that I think was also brought up the last time we did Battle of the Liveries.
World Tales.
World Tales.
Oh, Christ.
More importantly, South Africa. Now, I have a huge issue with this choice because I went to China Blue in Totnes, where you can paint your own pottery and everything else, and I painted a mug with this design on it.
Oh dear.
So, we'll see what you think of this one. This is Jack's choice. Why'd you pick it?
I mean, just because the world tales have been so it's been talked about too many times. I mean, but for me, that's really a perfectly good 747 in my opinion.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. Rob, you immediately dipped your head into your hands and went World Tales.
What can we say? Do you want to know the worst bit about it is the South African ones aren't the worst ones? Because I think there's two South African ones.
There are two variations of this South
I think
African.
there's one kind of like the flag, and there's this one. I think the flag one looks a bit better than this one. This one, out of the two South African ones, this is the worst one.
Yes, I don't mind this one too much.
No.
The green is, the green is quite an the other version of it, I think, is probably slightly better. Michael says copyright infringement because I painted my cup like this. No, it actually turned out quite nice. Actually, thank you. And they can't sue me for that because it doesn't look exactly like it, so they can't do that. Who do you think I am, Max? Yeah, I mean, we've spoken many times about World Tales. There's a whole 3-hour podcast episode on every single one of them and the thoughts from way back in the day. So I think it's episode 10. So if you want to check that out, I mean, that's before we did video. Yeah, interesting. Gemma, what'd you make of this one?
Yeah, it definitely ruins it. I think. I mean, 747 like a lovely plane as it is, and to just stick some monstrosity on it like that just spoils it.
Well, fair play. Okay. Lots of people coming in with their thoughts in the chat. That's fine. Do keep them coming in because we've got Gemma's choice up next, which is Windrose. And the very interesting livery here, Ukrainian airline on the A321. Gemma, why did you pick this one?
The colours just clash, and it sort of sends my eyes funny. You know, like when you have your eye test and you've got that red and green thing, and you have to say which one the colour looks brightest against it. It just sort of reminds me of that.
Just reminds me of like 3D glasses type thing.
Yeah, it just to look at it, just sends my eyes weird.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I do know, is it, oh God, what's the airline? Is it Aerosvit? They did a yellow and blue version of this one, which actually works quite well. Because obviously like the Ukrainian flag and they were a Ukrainian airline. Yeah, interesting choice this one, Jack.
I mean, Windrose. I thought that was a window cleaning thing.
Have you been sitting there for the last couple of minutes just trying to think of like a joke to come up about windrows?
No. but I mean, yeah, it's nah.
It's a no. Okay,
Not
that's
for
all
me.
right. Rob, over to you. What do you think?
Well, typical Scottish is bogging.
Boggin.
It's utter bogging, completely horrible. Yuck.
Oh, can't you believe it? Boggin. Boggin.
Utter
Can't you believe
boggin.
it?
Easy as that.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so let me get the poll sorted in the chat. So go for round 3. So we had Rob with. I'll bring them up on screen as we go through them. So Rob had Qantas. Jack had the BA, which is that one. And Gemma had Windrose. All right, polls going in the chat now for round 3. Who takes this one? Darren Smith says Windrose sounds like the after effect of a curry with a scheme to match. I think he's probably thinking of Korma Airways, Jack? Michael Painter says, don't like that. If it was a darker green like Tap, then it might look a bit better, but not for me.
Pull my finger, Terrence.
don't nick Terrence and Philip. That's my shtick. Hi, Terrence. Hi, Philip. Carl on the Windrose one says, oh my god, that's even worse than I think the BA World Tail one. Kev with 2 comments here coming in with Maltesers mint reminds me of the packaging. And also, hang on, Waitrose have an airline. No, wrong one. Windrose, not Waitrose. Mark says, yeah, that one hurts my eyes for the BA World Tail. Carl says, take it off the screen. Kev going for how to ruin a 747. Or how to run a 747, but he meant ruin. Michael Painter on the Qantas says, I don't mind it, like the engine cowlings, and you know which airline it is straight away. Mark was also not massively offended by it, but doesn't excite him too much either for the Qantas one. Lots of people liking the Qantas too. Mark says, I wonder what the bogs are like on this bogging plane.
Bogging.
We are going to end the poll there because I think this is a runaway for Waitrose and Gemma, who takes the points. So Gemma goes 2-1 to nothing. Very well done for the choice of Waitrose, the Queen's Supermarket. Or to everybody else, Windrose. Okay, round 4 of this battle should provide some fascinating liveries, which it does. So we're going to go for, when it loads, we have got Jack, then Gemma, then Rob. So round 4, Jack's hoping that this one gets him on the score sheet. It's this one from Hapag Lloyd Express, I think it's called. Hapag. I always call it Hampage, but I know it's not Hampage because there's no M in it. Hapag Lloyd Express. Oh God, it's a fucking mouthful. Also, what your mother said. But that's not directed to anyone, by the way. That's just a general your mother kind of thing. Happy Mother's Day, folks. Jack, why did you pick this one with the Cagliari tail?
I mean, it looks like a friggin' taxi. I mean, whatever thought that this fucking remake could make it? I mean, it's well. I mean, it's Die Ho.
So you picked it because it looks like a taxi.
Yeah.
Which technically planes are taxis. Just saying. Rob, your thoughts on the Hapag Lloyd Express livery?
New York taxi comes to mind.
Not the only one to say that. Lots of people in the chat.
It's not the worst in the world, but it's not particularly appealing either.
It's an interesting one. This one, I say it quite a bit about interesting choices, but this one literally is an interesting choice. Gemma, your thoughts on Hapag Lloyd Express? I'm trying to say as much as I can so that I can actually say it in one.
Yeah, I think I agree with everyone where it does look a bit like a taxi. I think the blue on the tail does look a bit odd when you've got the bright yellow body. Apart from that, it's not completely horrendous.
Not completely horrendous. Jim says, if you whistle, will it stop and pick you up? Maybe if Max was flying it. But mind you, you'd have to get it off the ground first.
Without AI pilot as well.
And we all know how much he struggles with that. Okay, so an interesting... I'm just going to set the poll up here. So we had Jack with HLX. Good thing I didn't put HLA, if you know what that means. Then you know. Okay, so from one 737 from Europe to another 737 from North America. And this is Gemma's choice for the Salmon 30 Salmon. I did not say that in an STD way either. This is just purely what it's called. The Salmon 37 going into Seattle Tacoma International Airport. Gemma, why'd you pick it?
Well, it's not really pretty to look at, is it? It's like slapping a giant fish on the side of a plane.
Most things that are fishy are not normally good to look at. Okay, and I meant really bad fish and chips there. Get your mind out the gutters.
I think the tail fits well, obviously, because it's got the tail of the salmon going up the tail of the plane. But it's like, why would you stick a great big salmon on the side of a plane?
So it's to do with the, was it Wild Alaskan Sea Food or whatever it is, or whatever. But yeah, this is. I mean, I don't think it's too offensive. I think it's quite nice, but I don't think it's around anymore. But they've replaced it with a newer version of it. But other than that, it's not too offensive. But there are lots of jokes coming in the chat, so we might as well read them out. And if you've got any jokes about fish and 737s, you may as well chuck them in the chat now because we're going to read them out. Darren Smith says that 737 is slippery to land. That's the autobiography name of your mother's book. Slippery to land. That's a general thing. That's not for anyone directed. Jim says throw that to the whale from earlier. Mark says imagine the smell on board.
Oh dear.
Back to those bogs again.
Yeah, at least it's not you starting it, Gemma. And Carl says, "Oh, I like that. He likes the fish." Very good. Keep your fishy jokes coming in, and it seems to be a 737 theme here this evening because round 4 for Rob is the Flying 101 from Kalula. We'll go again. Flying 101 from Kalula Airways, which obviously tells you where everybody is, including, and it's what it says on the nose for the pilot, the big cheese.
I know it's playful and fun, this one, but what a horrible, horrible colour. Honestly, that's something like you get out of Wayne's nappy. Honestly, it's terrible. This is just.
I think it's got some interesting
It's playful and it's
characteristics
fun.
to it. I think it's ideal for those that don't know too much about the aviation side of things.
Even so, you just. I don't know. That's not just it's horrible. The colour's horrible. The colour wasted. If it had been another colour, it might have been different. But it's
Just
something you blow your nose and you get cold. Aye.
Gail says flying bogey like Max's screen.
Yep. Notice they used AI pilot to paint it.
Some more fish jokes coming in. Michael Painter says, I'm hooked on that. Wayne says, do you get battered on board? I mean, I don't know what kind of service you're after. And Mark acknowledged Michael's comment there with nicely reeled in. Michael Painter. So interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's not highly offensive. I think it's one of two. Jim. Oh, Jim, never change. This is why Jim is here as a mod, because Jim does all the research, and he's only been on YouTube for what, a handful of hours. Oh well. Yeah, it's one of those, again, two different sides of the stories. If you're not into aviation, it gives you an idea for what everything does, etc. Blah 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 blah. But if you are into aviation, maybe a little bit patronising. I think that's probably where the issue is for those that don't like it. But again, I don't find it too offensive.
I mean, it's one knows. Every plane spot will want to catch this at some point.
Well, Jack, if you leave now, you'll never catch this because it's not around anymore. Maybe we could send Max to go and catch it.
They're not doing an orange one or something at one time, or a red one as well?
Possibly, I think. When I searched for it, the only one that came up was green.
Yep.
Yeah, the only one that came up was green. They may have done a different colour one. I'm not sure.
It was this one I was thinking about when I sent you the list, but just the colour's terrible.
So 737 Heaven, depending on what you how you think about it. Jack with the Hapage Lloyd, nearly got it first time again. Express livery that looks like a New York taxi. What your mum looks like first thing in the morning. And the Flying 101, or as Mark put it, Room 101. Please just, I'm going to just put this out there very quickly. If I say that, that's not directed to anybody. This is just a general type of thing. I'm not telling anybody. Whatever. Just don't take it seriously. All right. There's your choices. Into the chat for round 4. Here we go. And let's have a nosy at some of the chat. I will just read out what Jim put, who says, quit reading out our chat, you little fuckwit. No, Jim, do tell him how you feel.
Don't sit in the fence, will you?
Yeah, he's reading out the chat. Yeah, he won't be on YouTube long. Don't worry, it'll be fine. I know people. They'll get him banned. Dom says, how much green? Yes. Michael Painter says S7 lookalike. Okay, it's fine. I'm just making sure. So I've got the timestamp, so it's all good. First strike incoming. Mark 176 says vomit inducing. Darren says the flying lime. And that is about... Oh, okay, so Kev sent me... Oh, okay. No, they've only been done in green. There's a flying 101 and a flying 102.
I've
Is
never
it
seen
102 or is it the other side? Maybe I don't know. But yeah, only 2 done in green, so no red or anything else. Thank you, Kev, for the research. So let's have a look at the chat. Get your votes in. We'll shut it down very soon. Some strong choices as we go into the halfway mark. Current scores are currently Gemma 2, Rob 1, Jack 0.
Should it be 2-1 like Burnley West Ham?
Jack's talking football again. You seen the episode of the IT crowd when like Roy and Moss have to talk to these guys about like football. Thing about Arsenal is they always try and walk it in. If you know the episode, you know exactly what I'm on about. This is what most people around Jack are like when Jack just breaks out into football chat. Mark says, "Yes, I'm defo Roy and Moss." he knows the episode. He knows the episode I'm on about. All right, let's end the poll. And round 4 goes to Rob for Kalula.
It is.
53%, Jack 23%, and Gemma 23% as well.
Where did the other 1% go?
Mark says, "What was that ludicrous? Yeah, did you see that ludicrous display last night?" Thing about Arsenal is they always try and walk it in. It's a good episode. It's a good show actually as well. So yeah, if you know it, you know it. Excellent, cool. Right, 2 apiece for Gemma and Rob. Nil point still for Jack as we reach the halfway mark. Let's go into round 5, which I think will throw up some very interesting choices. Here we go. We're going to go for Gemma first, then Rob, then Jack. Gemma's come up with a livery I didn't know existed, and it took me 3 times to actually find it, even though it was staring at me in the face. I didn't realize this was it. So maybe that's why she's picked it. But here we go. It is this one here from Air Asia. And so she put, it's Prince Lubricants. And I was like, I had to do some research as well. It's not what you think. But yeah, Prince Lubricants. Make of that what you will. Gemma, why'd you pick it?
It just looks awful. It's like, yeah, I get they're like a low-cost airline and they want to advertise and things, but pick something better than engine oil.
Like an actual lubricant.
Well, if that's what they want to go for, then play to them.
Let's go immediately. Mark says, "I'm loving that livery. Long time." Jack, are you loving the livery? Long time.
It's different.
It's different. Long time. Welshie Kev, just quickly coming in with Prince Lube. Must have been an interesting Google search. Trust me, it was. Trying to find his livery, my search history has had an absolute fit. Boy, I've deleted that quickly as well. Goodness me. Rob, what do you think?
Oh. What can you say? It's just horrible. And Aries is not the worst airline in the world anyway, but why they did this, I don't know.
Known for their colourful liveries, including liveries for Taylor Swift and quite a few other sort of. I think there's one for like a football club as well. It may be something to do with like QPR or something. So I think the owner Tony Fernandez has something to do with QPR. Whether he still does or not, I don't know. Yeah, so they're known for their colourful airplanes. Doing something over lube is probably not the best thing to be doing either. It just confuses the hell out of people. So, there you go. Jack, I think your opinion.
Uh,
I think we've already had it, but go again.
they slip a finger in it too bad or something. In the
I had something about sticking a finger somewhere and then just completely lost me. Is that what you said? Did you say something about sticking a finger? Jack, for fuck's sake. People are watching, families are watching this, I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry to the young people, Max, who are still watching this.
No, not for me. That does not.
Well, now I have to ask what's not for you, because you mentioned sticking fingers somewhere, and now you're saying it's not for you.
Deliberate.
Thank goodness for that. I say this has gone down well, but that would include, Let's just move on, shall we? So, from lube, we move to lot. This is Rob's choice. Current livery. Here adorning the 737 MAX. And the only thing that's different between this and Max is that this is actually flying. Rob, why did you pick it?
Boring, snooze fest, boring. Oh, I'm that bored. I don't even want to know what to talk about it. It's just,
So you quite like it then?
Have some imagination, honestly. Have some imagination. And it seems to be the then thing when this Euro white way, little to no imagination. Let's just throw colour at it, that'll be fine. Let's just throw the name on it and we'll paint the tail.
Does it look good on any plane at all, or do you think it just looks boring on all of them?
No, you might get away with it in a 787, maybe. I don't know. But on this, it's just terrible. Just plain.
The chat's going in for it. It's not a lot to say about this doll scheme, says Darren. And Gail says, it's plain. No pun intended there at all. Mark says it's very of its time, the Eastern Bloc in 1984. Gemma, what do you think?
I'm not so sure about this one. I mean, it just looks pretty normal to me. It's not really anything to dislike. It does look a bit plain, but not horrendous, I don't think.
Jack?
Well, Chatham and AI Pilot have a lot in common, but so does this livery. It's shite.
No, Jack. Say it as you mean it. Blimey. Darren says, in the old days, the blue from the T ran the length of the fuselage. If you remember the old livery, you'll remember that well. Do you prefer that one, Rob, you say? The old livery?
I think so. I just find this really, really plain. And as I say, it's an affliction of every European airline these days. Seems to be this Euro white. And it gets on my goat, honestly. It really does. And it's plain.
Carl says it's as bad as Ryanair.
Oh, controversial.
If you listen carefully, Sarah's now crying into her potatoes. If you don't know what that is, that's an Irish crisp. Not literally potatoes. I'm not that stereotypical.
You want to dig that hole anymore?
All right, so we've gone from lube to lot to what Jack's picked, which is Doris. No, it's not. It's this one from Swiss on the Avro RJ100 and the special livery. Why'd you pick it, Jack?
how's fake RJ 700 look? Bang average that livery, in my opinion.
Rob, I'll do the honours. It looks like the one I crashed in Dublin car park.
I just want to see the bill for the long stay car park anyway.
Oh, it's still totting itself up.
That's it. Totting up as we go.
They haven't moved that yet.
No, still there yet.
But if I was to crash into a field, this is what it looked like. I don't mind this. I thought this was quite a nice little livery. This one. I forget what it's for, what it's representing, but I don't think it's highly offensive, and it's an Ever RJ. You can't go wrong with an RJ. Nice little jumbolinos, which I adored back in the day. Gemma, your thoughts?
I saw this one when I was looking, and I saw a really close-up photo of some of the people on it, and their faces just looked creepy as all.
Oh,
They really did.
oh, that's ruined it for me then. Yeah, interesting. Rob?
Well, other than planted in Dublin car park, it's actually the world, so
Doesn't quite count because it's an RJ, not a BAE 146.
oh right, okay, well, like that
But
makes a
close enough,
difference,
they
of
look
course,
the same.
right? But it's not the most offensive in the world, I don't think. And I do quite like the Swiss livery. Actually, it's the Swiss demonstrate how to do simple things right. A bit like your Baltic.
Absolutely. See, I'm not the only one that has issues with the BAE 146 because John Brand, evening to you, says last night I had a wing strike in Dublin with this plane. Must be the plane.
Well, must be.
It's not. It's probably Dublin. Did you have two engines cut out like I did? I don't know. I have no idea.
Lord, I'm fucking bastard.
Okay, let me run you through our choices for round 5. Got Gemma with lube. There's a sentence I never thought I'd say.
Let's go.
There we go.
They expended a +1.
Gemma with lube. Rob with lot. And Jack with Swiss. Round 5 going into the chat. Here we go. Current scores are 2 apiece for Gemma and Rob. Nil points still for Jack. Michael Painter. There we go. Michael Painter says, I like it and it reminds me of the transit train from Zurich to and from the gates. Sarah also blaming Dublin for the fact that a lot of 4-engine aircraft seem to end up in the long stay car park. Lee says Zurich Airport livery. If that's what it is, then fair enough. I completely forgot that was what we put my teeth in. Try again. That's what it was all about. Gail says we are going on a day trip to the farm with a bunch of weirdos. It's like creating a Mount Rushmore of weirdos. Like 4 people that you had to pick in the weirdo list. Who would you pick? Don't name people. I know who you are. I just take 1 and then fucking leave them there. No, tell a lie. I take 2 and leave them both there as well. Max is one of them. But I'm not naming the rest.
No.
Jack's the other one. Kev says they're all on the screen. Yes, we are, all of us right here, as you can see. We are the Mount Rushmore of weird.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to take that as a compliment. I think it's a backhanded one at least. I made it to immortality as a freak. Freaks are cool. All right. So John Brown, evening to you. Hope you are well. Darren Smith says this 146 is cool. What else do we have? Lots of people were laughing at the comment that I made as well. I forget what the comment was now. About Sarah crying into her potatoes. That's the one. And Sarah says that I am stereotypical. Not at all. Just, don't see you crying into your Guinness, but there you go. Whilst, wiping your tears with a 4-leaf clover. I'll stop now. Right. Let's end the poll there. Must be a lucky day because Gemma and the Lube win. 46% of the vote. Rob, 33. Jack with 20. A shamrock. Yes, a shamrock. Whatever you want to call it. I'm not from Ireland.
Let's go right down the shitter for me. This is tonight.
No, it's not going well for you, Jack. I mean, there's always a comeback, but if I asked for a comeback, I'd wipe it off. I'd ask your mum to wipe it off her chin. That's a generic thing. I've got to stop with this because I'm coming out with all sorts of crap at the minute. Right, round 6. Jesus Christ. Mark says you can't go wrong with lube. Well, you can. That's for another story. Lee Class has also gifted 1 Departure Lounge membership. And that's gone to Michael Painter. So appreciates support from Lee and welcome on board to Michael as well. As we go into round 6, which should throw up some interesting choices once again. And it will throw in some interesting choices. We are going to go for Rob, then Jack, then Gemma. Wayne says normal Sunday service resumed. Jack getting his butt sick.
Keep servicing those oil filters.
Oh dear. And Lewis from London Playing Spotting is in the chat as well. Evening to you. As we go into round 6, here's Rob's choice. Tarom, adorning the little A318. Why'd you pick it?
Oh, is it me? Aye.
It is you, yeah. You picked it.
Sorry, I fell asleep. I was that bored looking at this. Much the same as Lot. Unimaginative. Just, why? Boring. Honestly, take it off the skin.
I don't find this offensive at all. I think this is quite nice.
There's no imagination involved in it. Just boring, and more bore. Honestly.
Someone's pissed on your haggis this evening.
The only redeeming factor is it's an A3, was it an A318 or 19?
It is, yeah.
That's the only redeeming factor of this, but
So Lee says at least it's got blue engines. Does that not make any difference to you?
I suppose it might. That's a wee bit, I suppose, but I just find some of these airlines, there's just no imagination involved in it. And Tarom and Lot and all these other airlines, they just seem to go on this road. Euro white. Let's think about colour, but blue.
Jim says, what do they do? Take the Lot livery and change the name to Tarom?
You wouldn't know the difference.
Lewis says, leave the baby bus alone. It can't defend itself. It's only a baby. Yeah. Way. And lastly, Wayne says, oh no, Rob, demote Rob to church chimney sweeper.
Oh dear.
John Brown says Lufthansa wannabe as well. It's interesting analogy for that one. Jack, your thoughts on the Tarom livery?
To be fair, it's quite a nice livery and very, very nice little Airbus, to be fair.
A rare thing, the A318. Gemma?
Yeah, I think it's all right. It seems to fit well with it. There's not really anything offensive about it.
One I normally get quite excited about, actually, when I go to Heathrow. That's not sarcasm either.
Seriously.
Got to make the most of them. I like Tarom. Like the livery. Even though I think the A318, unless I read somewhere they were retiring it or selling it or something. So the fact that it's still flying around is quite an interesting change of plan. But talking of change of plans, we are now off to the country that Jack absolutely loves a korma from. With the Air India absolute monstrosity.
Well, what words do I have to say about this? I mean, fuck. I mean, what a perfect way to ruin a A350. The old Air India was so much nicer than this. I mean, this just looks like Ryanair on a.
Oh no! Stop right there. Do not compare. Do not compare. Do not compare the Ryanair livery to this absolute shit show. Telling you now, this is the worst livery ever. But do not compare it to Ryanair. I'm not a Ryanair fanboy by any stretch of the imagination, but the Ryanair livery is a lot better than this. I can't believe that they've taken the font, which is quite iconic, and the sort of, as we know, Air India, and then turned it into something super generic. So at least you knew with the old Air India and stuff like that, you knew it was kind of like, taking pride and everything else, and you knew it was like big posh word coming up now, quintessentially Indian. I don't get any of that from this, and I think this is atrocious. I think this is really horrible. This is the worst thing I've seen in terms of rebranding. It's definitely one of the worst ones that has ever happened. This is really, really poor. I do not like this at all. But yeah, Mark, exactly. I'm in the wrong job. He says some marketing firm was paid a fortune for this. Let that sink in. Also, just very quickly, Sarah says the picture beside you says otherwise. That's more for your benefit, not mine. And Carl says, Tom the Ryanair fanboy. No. No, thank you. Yeah, goddamn fucking bastard. Yeah, I mean, I could go on and make an entire show just about this livery, but I won't, because we've got others to do. Rob?
The only thing that's nearly as bad as this is Iberia.
I think we had a discussion about this, didn't we? We said what was worse, Iberia or this one?
Yep, that's the only one that gets even close to this.
Mm.
It makes World Tales look like a good idea.
Gemma?
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, they probably could have done a bit more on the body things, but it's not fussed either way, really.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It just needs to be scrapped, and it needs a brand new livery put back into it. It's horrendous. I don't like it. It's awful. Get it off my screen. And I will, because this is Gemma's pick for round 6, and she's got a massive hatred for Southwest, by the way. Maryland won on the 737 700. Why'd you pick this one?
The colours just don't go. It looks like just a cut and shut. Really, they've just joined two planes together and just left it as it was. And again, with the Southwest tail as well, none of them colours really fit in with the yellow and the black at the back.
I wonder if they've gone through Max's model collection and just put two broken models together.
Probably. But yeah, it just, if it were one or the other, maybe it won't look as bad, but to put both on one is just, no, it's not good.
Rob?
Where do you start with this one? It's horrid, isn't it? It's horrid. Cut and shut job. I agree with that. The Southwest tail. Half done.
Oh, I thought you were about to say boring then.
That's one thing it probably isn't. It's not boring, but it's yeah, no for me.
Jack.
No words for this at all.
Okay, cool. Good chat. John Brand, just to clarify, says it's from the University of Maryland. It's their logo, but it's ugly.
Can I argue with that?
I'm not entirely sure if she's calling you boring or whether she's calling the livery boring, but she says boring, Rob boring, says Sarah.
Big broad shoulders either way.
Okay. So here are your choices. Rob had the Tarom livery that was boring. Jack had the boring Air India livery.
Hi, after curry.
Oh dear. Sorry, India. And Gemma had Maryland 1. So, round 6, going into the chat right now. In the meantime, we'll go through some of the comments in regards to the choices here. Jim says black and yellow checks. Bit of a checker cab theme going on tonight. Lewis says it's like the pen, pineapple, apple pen song. Anyone know that one?
Pineapple pen.
Oh dear.
Of course you know it. Wayne says give Gemma the crown. Bingo.
Yep. Okay.
That's fine, Rob. Carl says OMG WTF. Is that no. Yeah, no. Let's have a look here. In regards to Air India, Mark says Iberia is much better. Lewis says the Indian plane spotters love this plane. They probably do, but I think the rest of the world doesn't. Lewis says Rob gone to do a shit. He's gone to do a max. Yeah, I'm just popping for a poo. He'll be back in a minute. Don't worry. Let's have a look at what we're doing here as well. Rob's gone to book a ticket to Zagreb, says Kev. Where he comes back and goes, not fucking Zagreb. Lewis says, just got to do an extra push. Oh dear. So which one was it, Rob? Because people predicted you either went for a shit or you went to book a ticket to Zagreb. Or a cry. According to Carl, he says you've gone for a cry.
Nah, I want pump chump maybe. A steamy leak.
Oh, Jack, apparently he knows you. Right.
Checking up on Iberia and Air India and all these sort of flights just so I can go on one of these fantastic liveries.
I like it. Right. Let's end the poll, and it goes to Gemma and her hatred of Southwest Airways, or airlines rather.
I don't hate them. I'm just not keen on the liveries.
You picked two tonight. You hate them. So scores as they stand after round 6. Gemma on 4, Rob with 2, Jack still with 0 point. Probably a good thing you didn't think about a tiebreaker, Jack. Just putting that out there. Right, round 7 is going to throw up some interesting ones as well. Here we go. The order in which it goes will be Rob, then Jack, then Gemma. So, a rather interesting choice from Rob for round 7. Here it is. It
Why?
is the current UPS livery.
Why? Jobby at the back of the plane, thrown at it, that'd be as well. That's about as close as it gets. Again, we've got the whole front of the aircraft, do something with it. It just looks unfinished and untidy, and I don't want to say boring. I'll say boring for something different, right?
Kev says, with Jack's excellent math skills, he thinks he could still win. Oh dear, I like that. Poor Jack. Roasting him already, and we haven't even got to his segment yet. Hang on. Right, so Gemma, your thoughts on Rob's pick here for the UPS livery?
I like it. Like, with anything, there's nothing really offensive about it. I mean, the back end looks quite smart. It's got something on the tail, and it's got a bit of writing on it. You know, it's pretty standard.
If you know the term Steiner maths, you'll get Jim's comment. I get Jim's comment. I know exactly what he's on about. If you don't know what he's on about, might see if we can link it in the chat. It's a fabulous piece of footage. Wade says, send Rob to Zagreb in the cargo hold. Jeez. Might need to do an MD-11 flight with UPS to Zagreb. Oh. Best of both worlds. Jack, your thoughts on his pick of UPS?
It has its ups and downs, but it's...
Oh, I knew he was going to do that. Ups and downs, I get it.
True to forma.
Yeah.
But I got me, that is quite a nice livery.
Aye, well, they say shit on the rolls downhill, so...
Oh, dear. Could be worse, I guess. You could play GeoGuessr, and of all the places in the world that you could have gone to, you went to Chatham. Still can't get over it. Still can't get over it. I also got I got told today because I was out this afternoon with, as everyone seems to call, +1. It's not her name, and she said, "I got really annoyed with you last night." I was like, "Why? What did I do?" She went, "You couldn't find fucking Panama." I was like, "Can't all be brain boxes, you know." Apparently, she was shouting at the screen that she was watching on. She was like, literally, left, no, left. I was like, you should have fucking told me then. You didn't want to. You were cheating. I was like, atta girl, that's the way to go. Right. So UPS on that one. Here comes Jack's choice. Might be strong enough to get him a point. I don't know.
On the way that liveries go, that is absolute shambolic from United. I meant Continental.
See, I don't know. I mean, I find it quite charming. I don't know if it's just me, but there's obviously two different sides to it. The other side is like more of a blue and everything else. I don't mind it. I don't mind it too much. I don't know. I do like it. I'm a big fan of Continental. No longer around, obviously, but they're carrying on with the United stuff, which is still tragic to me. But there you go. I've just seen it from Jim. Says Max on the side. That's enough.
I was just thinking exactly the same.
Yes, we've had our fair share of Max, and Jack's picked it on the screen. Rob, your thoughts on this one?
Where'd you start?
Yeah, as I always say, preferably from the beginning.
Well, it's just horrid. It's horrid. Just it's one of Jack's dinners. It's been in the microwave for 40 minutes. We looks at.
Which one? There's been so many.
Well, all of the above.
As Lee Evans would put, disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting. Which one of you has took a shat? Didn't flush? Disgusting. Makes me laugh every time I watch that. I do that just because it's like if you want like a hardcore Scottish bit of comedy, that's the best way of like it's the best one for me. Which one of you has took a shat? Oh dear. David says, is it being flown by AI pilot? Kev says, looks like it flew through the paint section in the Home Depot. Carl says, was it painted by Max? No, there's too many numbers. You can barely get to one.
Geneva's Mountain comes to mind.
Forget painting by numbers, it's painting by one. Oh, have I read that correctly, or is that a complete mistypo? We'll go for it. Lewis says, looks like a saw dildo used too many times. Is that what he's meant to put? Also, saw as in like, you know, soaring, flying. It's a High School Musical dildo. Oh my god. I think it's the other way of using saw, but yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know what dildos you've been using, but I ain't seen one that looked like this.
Duret's tingle goes very well with that.
Let's ask the expert in the chat all about love toys. Jack, what do you think? Seeing as you're a big fan of Love Honey, what do you reckon? Notice how I didn't go for the obvious. Anyway. Oh dear. All right, let's swiftly move on. And talking of dildos, it's time for the Cox Club.
Oh, old favourite.
Couldn't have timed that any better. Sarah says Jack's the Love Honey ambassador. Kev says it didn't have enough Prince lube on the dildo. Oh god. This is just weird now. Mark says, I mean, if that's what's left on the dildo, you seriously need to book an urgent appointment at the clinic. God almighty, you lot. So anyway, talking of that, Cox Club now. This is Gemma's pick. Why did you pick the Cox Club?
I just don't like it. The colours of the plane just look awful, and the fact that when the middle door is open, it does spell a completely different word.
Yeah,
so they've obviously didn't think of that at the time. But yeah, it's not a nice colour.
Yeah, Kev's not wrong. He says this is taking a turn. Prince Lube, dildos, and Cox Club. Jack, are you on board this one? Asking for Lewis. Jim says, oh dear, guess what I can hear elsewhere? I know, Jim, I can hear it too. Strike one is on its way. Wayne says, Jack's off to Sainsbury's in the morning. Grab a granny morning. Going around waving his Love Honey ambassador badge. Yeah, interesting. Rob, your thoughts. You piped up quite quickly when the Cox Club came on the screen. What do you think of this one?
Diarrhea Club.
Interesting.
I don't mind the love heart. I told Miss Cook livery. I don't mind that as such, but this colour is it's horrid. And then obviously the door. It says everything you need to know, doesn't it? Says everything you need to know.
Yes. I'm going to echo what Lewis said. What a perfect Mother's Day show this is turning out to be. It's like we're giving out like gift ideas. Do you know what I mean? Like lube, dildos, and Cox Club. Gail says, "Come here, Doris, my little love honey temptress." That's what Jack's chat up line is. Jack, answer this one then about Cox Club, seeing as apparently you're on board this one. What do you think?
What a way to ruin the Thomas Coat livery, in my opinion.
Okay, good chat. Mark says, "I always tune in for the wholesome family content."
All family friendly here.
Hashtag do it for the content. Carl says, "Easy, son. Jack the bingo dapper." Fabulous. If you read close, they thought it was a hotel. Says John Brand. Oh, this is taking a massive turn. So it was Jack, and then it was Gemma with Cox Club. All right. So one more time. Rob had the UPS livery. Once it shows on my screen, it's a little slow at the moment. It's probably showing on your screen, but it's not showing on mine. I think. Yep, there you go. UPS. Jack with his Love Honey experiment. And for the family entertainment, Cox Club by Gemma. Here we go. Round 7 in the chat. Sarah says, not even 9 p.m. yet. Absolutely. It's what we're here for. We're here for the wholesome family PG content. Gemma, no problem. David Bone says, so do we now have Jack's cock school? Oh, fuck me. Please, no. No, definitely not. Lewis says more like hashtag Ann Summers friendly. Kev says lube, dildos, and Cox Club. Usual Friday night for me. That's an image I do not need. Jim says, and just like that, muted because he's been caught. Don't worry, his stream won't be on there for much longer. What else have we got? John Brown for the Thomas Cook one says, looks like they couldn't afford to paint it. Going back to the Peter Max livery, Darren says, don't sit on it, Jack.
You might catch an STD from that.
Looking like that, you will. Someone called Rob Brown Playing Spotting has popped up in the chat saying, when is Debbie Does Dallas on? Asking for a friend.
I am the plumber.
Lewis says, geez, has Emma gone for a shit? I think that's supposed to be Gemma. I'm saying nothing. Christ almighty.
Oh, did you get that one picture shirt at the end of the time?
Fucking hell, Jack. Maybe. I might have done. Darren says all we need now is a Hooters livery.
No time.
Let's see who wins this one then as we end the vote for round 7. And it goes to, of course, Jack and his Love Honey Ambassador role. 42%, Cox Club 36, UPS 21. Jack gets on the board for the first time this evening.
Yay!
As the Love Honey ambassador, would you like to kind of promote some of their products, or for the family-friendly content, of course? Here's one the whole family can use. Right, round 8. Yeah, here's one the whole family can use at the same time. Okay, round 8. So as it stands, we've got 3 rounds, including this one, to go. It will be between Rob and Gemma for the title. Sarah says, obviously, people prefer the real thing to the fake.
What?
Make of that what you will. Right, we're going to go for Rob, then Gemma, and then Jack. Here is what Rob came up with. This was difficult to find a picture of, actually. Let me get rid of round 7 so I don't get confused. It doesn't take much. Air Burkina from Burkina Faso on the Embraer 170. Why'd you pick it?
It screams Burkina Faso, doesn't it? It's just totally national identities there. You can see it every step of the way. Honestly, just it's brilliant. Can't even argue with this one. It's absolutely superb. This one, it's who puts horses or chess pieces in the back of a tail in an aeroplane? Honestly.
I had to ask it. I was like, and that's why you like it. So,
what a piece of junk!
I'll ask the question for you. Sarah says, "Is it boring?"
I'll let the chat decide that. Let's put a poll out. Max would do that, so let's put a poll out for it, right?
Boring for the content.
No redeeming qualities. This one, none.
No, it's an interesting. I say interesting. It's about as interesting as watching a Max stream, I guess. Couple of horses on the tail.
Like
Yeah, maybe. Okay, maybe I won't go that far.
Hold
Maybe
on,
it's an insult to
I
Air
need,
Burkina, but
I've got some grass. I need to go and watch it grow.
once you've watched it grow, maybe you could go outside and touch it. Yeah, this is quite interesting. Yeah, it's interesting in terms of. Yeah, okay. It's not interesting to me. I'm not a huge fan of this one. Jack, over to you.
It's a different kind of livery, but certainly the tail you can really see anything on. But it's just blind the other part of it. I think. Don't know what to think.
Gemma, what do you think?
Yeah, apart from the tail, there's not really anything else it's got going for it.
Mark says putting the Burke into Air Burkina. Yeah, I think I agree. Like, apart from the tail, that's pretty much about it. I think. But fair enough. John Brown says that's probably their only plane. Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think it's their only plane. They used to own MD-87s and CRJs at one point, so yeah, it's a lot to live up to on this one. But Gemma's found one that I think might trump it just a little bit.
Fair enough.
Yes, you wouldn't believe it's Air Hong Kong, but it is specifically chosen to be all white with the little black titles of Air Hong Kong on the front of the fuselage there. I'd say, why did you pick it? But I think I know. But we'll go for it anyway. Why'd you pick it?
Because it's like, where's the livery on it? It's like you've got the name and the airline on it, and the body bit. Like, they could have at least made some effort and put something on tail.
If you've seen the actual livery for Air Hong Kong, it's not too bad. It's the fact that they haven't.
yeah, I've seen that one, but this is just like, it's just if they've just not bothered.
Yeah, Lewis immediately jumping to the Cyprus Airways plane that is in the foreground there, in my favorite, one of my favorite liveries of all time. Yeah, unimaginative. I imagine this was purchased and just they needed to rush it into service, but ultimately, as Matt Cochran will call it, it's a sperm whale because it's an all-white plane. So it's an interesting one. I'd ask for opinions, but there's not really a great deal you can say on it. But I'll go for it, Jack.
I mean, it's just. I mean, where's delivery? I mean, I don't know what the fuck to think about that.
And Rob.
That's a nice Cyprus Airways in the foreground and a nice TW in the background.
Not so much the rest of it.
Are we talking about the 747 in the middle here, are we? Oh, nah.
We are indeed talking about that one.
It's come out in the boneyard, obviously, or something like that, and it's come out of storage, and they've just threw Hong Kong or something on it, and that's been it. Air Hong Kong or whatever it is, and just pushed it into service.
Okay. Be interested to see what that goes up against. Here's what Jack has picked. Second time for Kalula on the stream, and we've gone for this rather interesting livery on the 737-400. You can't see it, but I can see it in the green room. Jack's had to mute his microphone.
Right back.
You've burnt another jacket potato, Jack. How could you? Kalula and their 737-400. Jack, why'd you pick it?
Oh.
Nope, it's muted again.
Yeah, for this livery, I just. Yeah, I mean, how many colours can you actually put on the plane? I mean, I know you got the Kalula name on it, but that doesn't suit anything.
Very jazzy, I would say. This is quite interesting. Gemma, over to you.
I think at least it's not completely green. You know, it has got a bit of colour to break it up. And there's, no matter whereabouts you look on it, you'll see something completely different. You've got like palm trees and a plane and what looks like a football on nose. But yeah, it's one of them you can take it or leave it.
Rob?
It's not as offensive as the all green one, I have to be honest. I don't mind that as much to it. It's not quite as green. So it's no. I could live with that one, I think.
Lewis says that Jack's muted his microphone because he's burnt his tongue on a burnt potato. Gail goes for disgusting.
Which one of you took a shite?
No, it's a shat.
Shat.
Which one of you has took a shat? Well, it was fucking one of yous.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Right. Here are your choices. Rob with the excitable Air Burkina. Gemma with the even more colourful Air Hong Kong. And Jack with the Kalula 737-400. Which one of those wins round 8? In the chat it goes. Yeah. So let's have a look and see about the comments so far. Lewis says, can we vote on the potato? Gail says Max has been flinging bogies at it. Fuck's sake, like.
Disgusting.
John Brown says, looks like the intro to a James Bond movie. No, copyright strike. No. Won't get striked. I'll get claimed for it, but it's fine. It's not an issue. In fact, I probably won't get claimed for it, so you're fine. Everyone was looking at on the pic for Gemma. Everyone was looking at the TriStar in the background, then the Cypress in the foreground. So Rob wasn't the only one. Lee says the ultimate livery, but I've seen worse. Oh, Gail's lowered the tone again. Flying tampon. Still not 9 o'clock yet. Wholesome family entertainment.
Sponsored by Clinics.
Sponsored by the ambassador to Love Honey and anyone else that seems to be selling sex toys nowadays, including your mother. Second hand, lovely. What has this channel become? I have no idea. Okie doke. So current scores are Gemma 4, Rob 2, Jack 1. Any more comments we can go through here? John Brown says, would you get on that? It's the white van of aeroplanes. Only if they offered me sweets. Then I might get on it, yes. Who needs stranger danger when a polo mint is on offer? Lewis says, Jack gets his love honey from Wish.
Oh dear.
Let's end the poll. Meaning Gemma takes this one with the colourful Air Hong Kong. And what it does mean is that Gemma becomes the new champ of Battle of the Liveries.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And we've still got 2 rounds to go.
This for a fucking bridesmaid's dress, ain't it?
Jack's now Flower Girl, and Rob's just an angry jock still. That's not good. Very good from David. He says, last time you were in the back of a van, you fell out of it. I did fall out of the back of a van, yes, the last time I was in the back of one. Although, to be honest, I'm in the back of my van normally when I'm delivering oil, so I haven't fallen out of that one yet. And that's put the knockers on for tomorrow. Last place I'm going to be falling is fucking Plymouth. But there you go. Right, Jack first, then Gemma, then Rob. It just seems to be so wholesome that we've got Jack for this one. So we've gone through lube, we've gone through dildos, and we've gone through Cox Club. And what do you do when you mix lube and Cox Club together? You get wank hair. I am so surprised it's taken this long to have this on screen.
I thought it were actually a Photoshop when I first saw this one.
It really isn't. Yeah, it really, really isn't. Carl Crawford, easy son, says, but tips oil over himself. I have tipped oil all over myself, and not in a good way. Used cooking oil is not attractive. So, Jack, why did you pick wank hair? I know it's called ank hair, but we'll go with wank hair. Why not?
I mean, what can you say about delivery? I mean, it is pure white and it's...
I don't know, Jack. What can you say about the One Pump Chomp airline?
It's a very weird name.
Is that it? Is that all you've got for that? It's a weird name. Not the fact that the logo makes it look like wank hair.
Oh, God.
Well, at least Mark's gone for it. He says, gotta hand it to him. David says they have a code share agreement with Air Soul.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Keep the jokes coming in. Family entertainment. Remember that. Sarah's favourite of wank hair.
Jesus Christ.
There's a joke in there somewhere. Can't think what. Phil says, what tosser came up with that?
Bloody
Lewis says, new slogan, wank hair, lifting you off to a new sky. Okay. David says, is the purser called Pam by any chance? Lewis also says, do you think the line for the toilets is long? John Brand, free tissues on every flight. Or if you're Jack, you just use your sock.
Easy, son.
Easy, son.
Whoa.
Kev says it's not a family-friendly airline. We can just talk about this for ages. Give you plenty of time to come up with puns for wank hair. But we have others to go through, so keep them coming. Literally, there's my pun. There's my pun right there. Keep them coming. Moving on. From this one to Gemma's pick, which again is Kalula. Third appearance this evening for Kalula.
This way up for wank
This
hair.
time for this way up, which, funnily enough, is an instruction that Max clearly needs when flying on the flight sim.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious which way up a plane should be.
Not for Max, it ain't.
But yeah, I'm just thinking, like, imagine like you're a nervous flyer going on your very first flight, and you see a plane saying this way up. You know, it's not going to fill you with confidence, is it?
See, this to me is less offensive than the other green ones. I quite like the fact that the green and the white are quite sort of, it tones it down a bit, which I think it makes it look a little smarter. Rob, I don't know if you agree or not.
I think so. I do. I agree. Take it this way up off, and I think it would look okay actually.
I think it looks dead smart with the white sort of thing. It's almost like Euro white done right sort of thing. But yes, lots. There's still loads of Anchor stuff coming in. Lewis says you wouldn't want to be the cleaner on the turnaround. David says I bet their in-flight magazine is only available from the top shelf of the galley. And Kev says wank hair, the only time you'll enjoy the turbulence. You're all dirty bastards. Yeah, not too offensive. Jack, what do you think?
I mean, to be fair, it's quite a nice delivery. To be fair, I mean, this way up. I mean, Max, if you ever fly, do not fucking put it upside down for fuck's sake, please.
Max sees that as this way down. Yeah, fair play.
When I fly this, sir.
Not even commenting on that. Right, let's go for round 9. Even though it's so we had Jack with wank hair, Gemma with Kalula,
Giving it a good toss up tonight.
and Rob's choice.
That's a good one. All the way from Anchor to Virgin.
Yes, pretty much. From the wankers to the virgins. There we go.
I know Virgins are supposed to be like pure as a driven snow, but that's just taking the piss. That is really taking the utter mick, honestly. And Virgin's got that nice livery here in the UK, but Virgin Australia, why bother? We'd better off just leave it white. here.
it's yeah. I mean, it's not one that screams of like, if you were to see a Virgin Atlantic or even the one they had before of like was it like V Australia or something where it had like the red tail and had the stars from the Aussie flag and stuff, and then they could have at least kept that style of livery but put the Virgin words on there like they did before with if you remember Virgin Blue from back in the day as well, the Australian airline where it was all like a red body, white sort of tail. But
Virgin,
yeah, it just screams of laziness. This is
Virgin Australia. It's not just a jizz-free zone; it's a paint-free zone by the looks of it as well.
Sarah says, "What a great theme tonight." And then she's asked, "You definitely gave them a theme, Tom?" No, there's no theme on anything. I didn't go all out and get raunchy as you can.
There must have been a toss-up in the paint department on that.
Very good, very good, very good, Jack. Well done. He's been sat there waiting to say that.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, absolutely. John Brown with more stuff. Wank air, come fly with us. Jesus. Yeah, this is not good. It's weird because there's not really many airlines that I try to avoid on the flight sim, but Virgin Australia is one of them. Because it's like it doesn't inspire me at all to want to fly them. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Kev says Virgins use the Prince Lube whilst flying Wank Air, but aspire to be in the Cox Club. How long did that take you to come up with that then? Right, so Rob with Virgin. Here we go, round 9. We got Jack with Wank Hair, Gemma with Kalula, and Rob with a Virgin.
So you're a virgin, but you've been a wanker. How the fuck does that work?
I don't know anymore. I don't know. I have no idea, Jack. Wayne says, has Rob got it in for Australia, Qantas, now this? And Lewis is echoing what I'm saying. You tell us, Jack. You tell us how that works.
It's just a toss-up, I guess.
Yeah, don't do it too much, though. You'll go blind. Or it'll fall off. I remember, you remember being told that as a kid? Like, if you play with it too much, it'll fall off. Or you'll go blind. Only for the men, obviously. I don't know what the women were told. This has gone downhill big time.
This is going to be fun to explain to your plus one, Tom.
She's gone to bed now, so.
So you think?
No, she's told me she had a busy day yesterday, and met with her for about an hour or two today. And she was tired, and we went for a walk on the beach. Pictures on Facebook, and she was like, "Can't stay up this long." I was like, "Okay, cool," because we're about to get a little bit raunchy on here. But she takes everything at face value, so it's fine. She's like, I'm not paying attention to most of it. But she did find it funny, and she was laughing her ass off yesterday with some of the stuff that was being said in the chat.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, so she gets it. She gets the humour. I did say to her that I'll let you into my world of streaming and taking interest in aviation and stuff, and I'm gonna assume that at some point she'll regret that.
Especially with the wankers on the airlines, that's potential.
David, not even dignifying that question with a response. Michael says Jack's new talent, handyman. Carl says she will watch it back. Well, if she does, I mean, she'll be fine. It's absolutely fine. She's got like my sense of humor, which is great. So it's fine. Don't worry about it. Right. Oddly enough, quite close, but we'll end it. Jack takes it, which is a surprise. Surprising the airline he picked. I'm surprised he takes it. Wanker gets the win on that one. So 2 points for Jack, 2 for Rob, 5 for Gemma. As we go into the final round.
It's between the two bridesmen.
For what, Jack? Second place is not the best place to want to turn up.
I got a reputation to prove, so.
There's something in there. I can't think what it is. Right, Jack first, then Rob, then Gemma. Here's what Jack picked for round 10, the last one. USA 3000, going right back with this one.
I mean, when I say liveries, I mean this is just. I mean the lettering, the letter in the cheat line. I mean, I just think this is one of the most lazy liveries you can get.
Good chat with you, Jack. Sarah's taking it down a smutty level again. Lewis says Jack so went to that school, which gave a sticker just for turning up. Oh, bless. I'll read it out just because we're on a roll. Apparently, Sarah says men should always come second. Make of that what you will. So, Rob, over to you for USA 3000.
It's not the most offensive livery in the world. It's not. I don't think it's. I think it's a Canadian. Is it Canada 2000 or one of the? It kind of looks along that kind of line.
Yeah, Canada 3000. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a million miles away from that. So it's. I don't have a problem with this. Not the worst in the world.
Gemma.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Well, at least they painted the engines the same as the belly. So yeah, it's quite nice and neat.
Not too offensive then.
No, not at all.
Happy days. All right, so there is Jack. And let's go to Rob, who picked Marabou. Why'd you pick it?
Where's the paint? Where's the colour?
Boring.
Maybe something different. A wee bit boring. Just honestly, Euro white again. Why bother? We better have just lean it white, I think. Not quite as bad as Hong Kong, but getting there.
Jack, your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I gotta admit that is quite nice. I do like that. Yeah, you're right. Livery with that marry by. Oh God.
Marabou, Jack. Marabou.
Oh yeah. Marabou. But yeah, it's quite nice, that is.
It's not too offensive. I don't mind it so much. It could do with a bit more colour, but yes. Gemma, what do you make of this one?
Yeah, it could definitely do with a bit of colour. I mean, even if they just left the black and white on the body and like painted the engines a colour, you know, that'd probably make like a massive difference.
Carl says, has Jack been drinking?
No.
And Kev says, Marabou, not Malibu, Jack.
I'm gonna do it lately, I haven't seen it, but virgin white, I don't fucking think so.
Okay. You sure you haven't been drinking?
I'm sure.
Someone get me a breathalyzer. Lastly, Gemma's pick, and she made sure that it had to be the right side of the plane. So I'm assuming this is the right one. If not, I'll get the other picture. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the right one.
Fabulous. Dubrovnik Airline. MD83, I believe this is. Why'd you pick this one?
It just looks odd. It's like, I mean, the font looks really, really bad. And it's like when you try to put a photo in Word and it just completely skews up all the text placing. It sort of looks
That's a great
like
analogy. I love that. I love that analogy. That is, I know exactly what you mean as well. It's like you can't position it, so you try and do the space button to like position it in a certain way. And you just go, bollocks, so that'll do.
And like with the airline, it's like if it wasn't that, it's like they've just thought, oh shit, we forgot to paint that on. Let's just squeeze it in.
Squeeze it in. The title of your ex-girlfriend's autobiography.
But yeah, it just looks. Yeah, it's just so uneven.
Yeah. Do you know what it looks like to me? Is you see the tail? It's like they've taken that picture from the tail and then rotated it 90 degrees and forgot that they've actually taken it off the tail.
Yeah.
So just leaves a gaping hole on the tail. It's a strange airline. It didn't last very long, this airline, I don't think, but it was more charter, I think. It was more of a charter airline. But yeah, it's the other side doesn't look too bad. It's this side that really does it. And I've looked at the left side of the plane and it doesn't look too bad. This side is just this one does it. This one is the one that does it. Rob, your thoughts on the final picture of the night?
The Dubrovnik bit doesn't look too bad. As you say, it's the picture at the front and the airline. It's total. When you squeeze it into Word and then you hit tab and a space bar and then you can't get it to move again and you end up smashing the computer to bits.
At least it's not fucking Zagreb.
Nah, it's not fucking Zagreb.
Same country, different place.
Right.
It's almost like as well someone doesn't know how to Photoshop. It's just like taking a picture from Google, slapped it on there and go, that'll do.
Zagreb goes Tonto.
Jack.
I mean, as you guys just said, I mean, it just looks like they slapped the pictures on it, put Dubrovnik on it, forgot about the tail fin and Bob's your uncle, then fucking that.
Lee says they operated a flight from Zagreb. Here's your choice then for the last round. I mean, technically we're battling for second place between Jack and Rob. Gemma is already the winner, but Jack chose USA 3000. Rob went for Marabou, not Malibu, and Gemma picked the Dubrovnik airline livery. Final round. Don't need to decide a winner. We just need to decide who gets the point. David says, just a minute, Jack, you're on your 6th Westerns. Lewis says, someone did this repaint on Word 97.
Exactly. That's what it looks like.
Carl says the pic should be on the tail rather than at the front. Kev says it's the sugar in the Coca-Cola. It's gone to his head. Interesting from Lee says that Marabou is the sister airline of Condor. I didn't know that. So it's something new for me.
Know that.
Didn't know that. Gail with some more wank air stuff. Welcome to the Flying Dildos and Tampons Club. Complimentary tissues and lube for you for all you wank airs and tosspots. Got dirt on the brain. John Bran says the picture looks like it's covering a spelling mistake. Give it another minute or so. Don't know if you guys can still see the chat. That's I know it's gone now. It's fine. Had a bit of a moment there. Carl says, "What was mixed with the Coke, Jack?
Nothing.
Muffin."
Nothing.
All right. Before we're going down that route again. Mark says, "Bet the little dancey paperclip popped up a few times when they designed that."
Would you like some help with that? Looks like
Yes.
you're
Oh
trying
gosh,
to
you
design
remember
a
that?
plane
Yeah.
livery.
Sometimes at school, he was your only friend. He never let you down. Hey, Jack. Right, here we go. Let's end the poll. And of course, our runaway champion takes it. Dubrovnik wins it. 50% of the vote. Rob's Marabou, 43%. And Jack with 6% of the vote, which means we've got a tie for second place, but we don't do anything with that, only for first, which means Jack and Rob finish with 2 points, and our runaway champion, who was very concerned about her choices this evening, needn't be concerned anymore. 6 points. I think that's the highest we've had since we've done Battle of the Liveries. So well done to you, Gemma.
Thank you.
As the current queen of the liveries. If Jack won, I would call him the queen as well, but there you go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Mine. So well done to you, Gemma, taking a runaway victory. Rob, back to a bridesmaid for you.
Sorry, Rob.
As it is.
Anyone that's everyone's commenting well on Gemma. From Mark, from Lewis, from Sarah. Wayne says, "Congratulations, everyone. Good game, good game." Everyone's doing the cream egg emoji. Fabulous stuff. Cool. Right, don't go anywhere. We're about to go into our favorite segment. Let's see what Jack's been cooking up this week. Oh, there are some absolute doozies here. Some of these I think are possible repeats unless he's been repeating them this week and cooked them the exact same way. First up.
Again.
Well.
Oh, this is tragic.
Bojo's wig.
Where's the sauce?
Where's the plate warmer?
I do feel like this is the same one from last week. I think, Jack, you've sent me the same photos, haven't you?
Not all the same.
They're not all the same. Which one's not the same?
This one's the same.
This one's the same.
Yeah.
So we've only got one then. That's the same.
Oh yeah.
Is it this one?
Yeah. That's
Okay, this is the only one then. Okay, right. This is the only one.
Oh dear God.
Was it fried chicken on a plate of maggots?
Looks like fried kidneys.
Trouble is, I didn't realise that there's some fries and my fucking mouth is burning.
Oh, this is the one that Jack says that Southern Fried Chicken was proper spicy. You ever had a vindaloo, Jack?
Yeah.
What, you've had a vindaloo and you said this is spicy?
Yeah.
Try on Mahatma Gandhi Sancho.
I'm just looking at the chat here. People are like, I'm sorry, unless we've had it before in terms of the one we had just now. This one I don't think we've had.
No.
So this is the only one that we've got for the evening. I thought we had more than that, but obviously not.
Yeah.
So, David Bone says fried turd. Lynn says someone shit on the maggots. Sarah says you don't have battered with rice, get proper chicken. Wayne says if you look closely, the chicken is still clucking. David says that piece on the left looks like a sleeping badger. Gail says maggots and worms and a squashed frisbee. Jeez. Carl says, is it fried frogs?
So smelled.
And Kev says, some fried chicken is spicy. It is compared to the bollocking plain spag you normally have. Lewis says, new Timu dildo is ribbed for your pleasure. I can see which one he's on about too. The one that looks at the top where the fork is. That'll provide some pleasure for you. Every hole is covered. For fuck's sake.
Front and back and inside out.
Yo. The one on the left looks like it could vibrate. Mark says this is what they serve in business class on Wank Air.
Is that tea yours? Pleasure with him.
Carl says roadkill special. Wayne says, Jack, your desk is a health hazard. Clean it. And Jim says, anybody else see eyes on the piece at the top?
Where? Oh God, yeah, I can just see it now.
Oh yes, so can I.
Like two little black dots.
Yeah, it looks like a horse. You've deep fried a baby horse using the plug in the top left and your iPad warmer. You bastard. Did you have it like this, Jack? Actually, what was the rice first?
Egg fried rice, Uncle Ben's.
Where's the egg?
Well, it's nothing like egg fried rice.
Where is the egg? Oh, I can see little yellow bits. Are you sure that's egg?
Yeah.
Have you taken that from Wank Air again? Lewis says, Jack, if you put water on that, it would still be dry.
Cots Club finest.
Yeah, everyone can see eyes. Oh, that looks creepy, dude.
Easy, son.
Yeah. Christ in heaven. I don't really know what else to add to that, really. Considering it's the only one we've got, it's the only one we can go with.
Yeah,
Sarah says iPad warmer. It is iPad warmer, and it's a different color today. Which means it must actually be switched on.
I think I prefer the pot noodle.
And that's saying something. If Jim is still in the chat, I believe he is. Are you able to get me the timestamps, please, from the stream so that I can report it straight after we're done here? If you could do that, that'd be ideal. Makes my life a little bit easier. David says there's a 90% chance they are still frozen on the inside. Lewis says every shade of brown. Forget 50 shades. It's every shade. Well, mind you, the piece at the top that's got the eyes might just be a 50 Shades of Grey type of thing, but
No.
still more comments coming in. Wayne says Jack resorted to home cooked chicken. Apparently, finger licking good in KFC with Doris is not what they meant. Oh God.
You had the homeless man say no thanks.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, let's end that there, shall we? That was the segment because Jack's only disappointed us with just the one tonight. Your homework for this week is to take a picture of everything you eat, as in quite literally everything. But that was the segment. Wonderful. So that concludes Battle of the Liveries 6. Congratulations to Gemma for giving us a fantastic range of liveries to judge as well, and of course to Jack and to Rob as well for thinking outside the box on this one as well. It's going to be a lot harder when you've got to try and pick some more of the worst liveries. So I think Rob's probably a little bit relieved that he doesn't have to pick 10 more next time. I'll take that as a yes.
Sorry, where was it?
That's all right. That's fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some shout outs and then we'll say our goodbyes. If you've got any shout outs as well for yourselves or for anybody in the chat or any of us, get them in the chat. We'll show them as we do ours, and our current champion will start things off. So Gemma, want to do some shout outs?
Yep. So thank you for another great show. Obviously, thank you to everybody in the chat for voting for me, and yeah, fingers crossed for next time.
Lovely. Jack, over to you. I know you've got a long list.
So obviously, I just got to thank you four for three. You four, three.
It's definitely 3, Jack. Are you sure you haven't been drinking?
Yeah. To obviously the chat as well for everything, and a big shout out to everyone liking the new pics on Instagram and that. Got loads more to come out. And to all the mothers out there for Mother's Day, love to you all.
Rob, over to you while Jack recovers from his Weston's high.
Just a big shout out to you, Tom, once again. Thanks again for having us on. Much appreciated, mate. Thanks for the work you do. To Gemma and Jack, thanks for coming on. Much appreciated. It was really good. Good effort. Congratulations, Gemma. So really good. Really enjoyed that. And then to everybody in the chat, thanks for voting and taking part with us tonight. So all good fun. So for the Angry Jock, signing off.
Lovely stuff. I'll do some very quick shout outs myself. Thank you to Gemma, to Jack, and to the Angry Jock himself, Rob, for taking part this evening and being part of another wonderful stream. Not my words, this is the words of everybody that is commenting right now. Quiz is next week. If you want to be part of that, again, I should write these things down. I forget who's part of it. So if you want to take part in the quiz next week and try and take on Alison and take the title from her, then get in touch and let us know via the social medias that you can find in the description below. Big thank you to everybody who has been watching and contributing in the chat this evening. Thank you to Lee for the gifted membership, rather. Who else have I got to say thanks to? Sure, why not? Seeing as you don't know the name yet, we'll go for +1 for supporting this and being just generally intrigued. And I quite like that. I quite like the fact that aviation is not her thing, but she's intrigued in what I do. I like it. I like that a lot. So shout out to her. Empty Chanel has joined us late. And other than that, Wayne is with us tomorrow to crash more buses somewhere in the UK and take out more curbs than the local council. Sarah says you tagged her on Facebook. I did tag her on Facebook. Yes, that's like the first thing. But yeah, just we'll go with +1 unless you know you're on the Facebook, whatever. So yeah. Otherwise, Wayne's with us tomorrow from about 7:15, something like that, to crash more buses into the harbour of somewhere. I'm back on Tuesday. I might bring the MD-11. Yeah, some of us already know her name. Yes, I know. I get it. Some people aren't friends with me on Facebook. It's a little bit different, but if you are, then yeah, you know her name, so it's fine. Otherwise, I might bring the MD-11 on Tuesday as well. Maybe not to Zagreb to piss Rob off a bit more, but we'll see what we can do. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your what day are we on? Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a wonderful Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow for the OMSI stream, if not Tuesday for the flight sim. Now we're going to do our little crazy, like, ooh, bye everybody, I won a boat sort of way, and we'll get ourselves out of here. So look after yourselves and each other, and we'll see you tomorrow for OMSI. Have a wonderful Monday. Take care, everybody, and wave goodbye. Let's go. I'm going to try and find the clip now. Which one is it? Oh, fuck. Oh, it's this one. Bye. I'm still a novice. Bye.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me diamonds and a star!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Battle of the Liveries.